have lost over 16 pounds as a teenager and have literally made more progress than 99% of people ever will. Just think about that for a second. Most people that you know, including maybe your parents, the people that you know around you, literally spend decades trying to lose the fat and make zero progress. I did it as a brown little retard at the age of 13, and I'm going to share with you in this video the one crucial problem that 99% of people keep getting stuck on and how I got rid of it after struggling with it for 4 years. And as soon as you solve this one issue that you're having, it will literally make fat loss easy. And so just watch till the end, bro. I promise it'll be worth it. And here's the problem. I felt that in order to get rid of this fat, I needed to get rid or give up these addictions to things like sweets, junk food, scrolling, all this stuff that I had built such an attachment around. And the thing was, I wanted to lose the fat. Truly, if you think about it, most fat people, including me, they don't like being fat. You know that, right? But the problem is, because we developed such an addiction, such a dependence on these things like sweets, junk food, scrolling, we get trapped in this paradox where we know these things are bad, but we don't get rid of them just because we're so attached to them. And I'm going to show you, oh, what a voice crack. And I'm going to share with you the exact process that I used to get rid of this attachment. And really what this was is a mindset shift, because really what happened to me was like, I was one of those like white teachers that you have who's like, I can't live without my coffee. And so they'll have like that entire freaking 2-liter jug of coffee they'll chug every single day. You're pretty much like that. You know the thing is bad and you need to get rid of it, but you've built up that emotional attachment around it. And what this really requires now is a mindset shift. And the exact mindset shift that I had to go through was that I don't need to give up on these things. I'm just choosing to work towards my goals. I'm just choosing to not be a fat ass. And this reframe is all I actually needed. And you might think, okay, I thought this is really simple. But the truth is, fat loss really isn't that deep. You just need to eat healthier stuff, which isn't really that hard. And you just need to exercise more. The reason that you've been stuck in this situation for years isn't because you don't know how to lose fat. You do. It's just because of you having the wrong mindset. And having this new reframe of, no, I'm not giving up on these things. I'm just choosing to not be a fat ass. I'm just choosing to work towards my goals, is such a powerful reframe, simply because when you do this, you become one of the people who's able to go through pain and still be okay with it. Because the thing about losing fat, the thing about these addictions, and this is something I learned just recently, is that one day of hard work is more satisfying than 100 days of junk food, of pleasure. Think about that for a second. If you spend the next 100 days eating the junk food, basically just being a lazy little gremlin, you wouldn't actually enjoy that nearly as much as you thought, because the reality is you would feel so much guilt. In fact, you feel guilt right now. Every single time you eat the junk food, we act like it's all like it's just a fun thing. But it's actually not as good as you think, because each time you eat the junk food, you just added a little piece of fat to yourself. And each time you did that over the course of years, you became this person that you don't want to be anymore. And so what I really want you to understand is that these things like junk food, like scrolling, aren't actually that hard to quit. Think about it. You don't actually miss out on much by quitting these addictions, because even though you don't get the little taste on your lip, your like taste buds, you make progress towards your goals. And I can testify, as somebody who's lost the fat, that is 100 times more pleasurable than any junk food in the world. So here's exactly what I want you to do now. I want you to understand that the people around you are going to be confused. They're going to start shitting on you for taking this new mindset, because here's the problem, right? I'll tell you a story about this. About a month ago, it was my birthday where I turned 15, and I brought a bunch of my friends in who I'd been friends with for a few years. And of course, it's a birthday, so we had birthday cake, and I remember I've cut out sugar for about the past 2 or 3 years, which sounds kind of crazy, but it's the truth. I've done it, and it's so good. And after cutting out that sugar, I basically just didn't eat that junk food, like the cake. I didn't eat it on my birthday. And so what happened was that my friends started gathering around and they were like, bro, just eat the cake. It's your birthday, bro. It's just a little bit. And I just looked at them so confused because just think about it. A few years ago, these were the exact same friends who would fat shame me every single day because I was this fat ass. The people who I was friends with were telling me to act like that fat version of myself. That is some messed up shit. And I'm not saying this to like be mean to them. All I'm saying is that if you want to start making progress and not be fat anymore, you need to listen to people who've actually done the thing you want to do. If 90% of people never end up losing fat, why would you listen to them? Just literally just hear me out. Why would you listen to them? They're not helping you. They don't even know what you're going through, because the problem with that one excuse is that you know that the junk food isn't good. But when you tell yourself, oh, it's just once a day, it's fine, you're ignoring the problem, which is eating the junk food once might not be that big of an issue. It's when you do that every single day, you make 1,000 of those micro decisions that finally end up making you fat. And if you're stuck right now, unable to make progress, I guarantee you it's not going to happen. You're not going to make any progress by telling yourself, oh, it's just one small thing. Of course, okay. What I have done is, like, I'll tell you how I lost fat. I cut out all of the junk food except for one meal a week. So one time a week, you can have a little cheat meal where you go to a restaurant with your family, and that's okay. In fact, what I found is that when you cut out those small things, suddenly having one cheat meal is so much more fun. Because you don't have any more guilt thinking, oh yeah, if I eat this, I'm going to be fat. Because it's just once a week. And when you control it to the point where it's just once a week, then it's okay. But the problem is that when you tell yourself 1,000 times, oh, it's just a small piece of junk food, that's what's making you fat. And so my main message with this video is simply to realize that if you want to make progress here, you have to ignore 99% of people, because when people tell you shit like, oh, just eat a little bit of junk food, it's okay, listen to your emotions. Just think about it for a second. Do you want to be like them? I remember a few weeks ago, I'll tell you another story. I was at this family gathering where it was a bunch of brown families, right? So all the dads are going to go and talk about their job and stuff. And all of the aunties are going to talk about health and stuff like, oh, I did this new thing for health, right? What I noticed after observing the aunties talk is that the people who were the most fat, the most outrageously unhealthy, were the people yapping the most about health. Oh, don't eat butter, have vegetable oil instead because it's healthier. And I was like, wait a minute. You were the most unhealthy, least credible person to talk about health. Why are you telling these people these things? And I was just laughing about it because the thing is, bro, as I said before, 99% of people never make any progress in this area. And so you need to think the exact opposite that they do. If these people are telling you, oh, you should have, you'll listen to these people say like, oh, if it fixes your macros, it's okay. Oh, if you're eating Skittles, but it's part of your calorie intake, it's fine. You should ignore those people because it is those people who you want to be the exact opposite of. And so my final important little part of this video is simply, if 99% of people don't get the thing, don't listen to them about it. If 99% of people are fat, don't take fat loss advice from them. But if you want more advice from somebody who's actually been through what you have, who's gone through the fat shaming, the addictions, the lack of consistency, as somebody who's been struggling with motivation, if you want more advice from somebody who can actually relate to you, then I have something really special. The top link of the description, I've opened a new free Discord where I'm just going to be letting in a couple of people, 10, 20 people, into this tight-knit group of people who are going to finally start making progress. If you couldn't tell already, my goal with this channel is simply to help people like younger me lose the fat, quit their addictions, and to surpass the idiots, which is our generation. If you want to surpass the people around you, and you want a new group of people to be in, if you want more advice from somebody who can relate to you, then go and check out that link in the description where you can join that Discord for absolutely free. As always, my name's Atharv. See you soon, bro.